Good morning and welcome from the Stewardship Committee. By now you have met almost all of the Stewardship Committee. Drew Kwasniak, who is one of our members, will be presenting in a couple of weeks. And I was hoping that Mara Ford would be able to be here with me today, but we've met our quota of people for the room here. So I hope to introduce her to you because she's provided some very valuable expertise for our committee. Everyone here has contributed very well. And I hope that if you have any questions, you will be speaking with one of us. Meanwhile, I wanted to ask you if you had seen the centerfold that we sent out in your November church life. It's all about making the pie bigger. You know, the delicious tradition of using Grandma's special spices and recipe and apples from her heritage tree. I'm afraid these cute little tarts just aren't enough to maintain our tradition of an active faith life and service to the wider world, something that's required some adapting in this year of the pandemic. To rebuild and expand the programs we offer, we need a bigger pie. Can we make it maybe an 8-inch pie? How about a really big, deep dish apple pie? Our ancestors realized that we needed the support of the whole community. Back before the days of email, texting, social media, Zoom meetings, people found a reliable way to gather the community together for important occasions: elections, militia training, and the church's annual meeting. Food. To be exact, a huge, rich, delicious cake to share with the whole town. The basic recipe was the same and lives on today as Hartford election cake. You can still find modernized recipes in cookbooks and on the internet. Experienced cooks listening to this story surely gasped when I said that the cake was made for the entire town. Where would you find an oven that big? Even in its early years, Middlebury's population was nearly 1,000 people. In colonial Williamsburg, you can see a recreated community oven. It's as long and wide as our conference room table. The ingredients weren't easy to come by either. 8 pounds of flour, 4 1/4 pounds of butter, 4 1/4 pounds of sugar, 5 eggs, 1 quart of homemade yeast, 4 pounds raisins, 1 pound citron, 1 ounce mace, 1 ounce nutmeg, some milk, and a tumbler of wine and brandy mixed. I brought some nutmegs with me. Don't know if you've ever seen these. These are what nutmegs really look like, sort of like acorns. And to make the spice, you had to first grind the shell of the nutmeg. That made the mace. And then the inner part you ground to make the nutmeg. It's a lot of grating. Take up a good part of this bottle to make that melt. There weren't any commercially prepared yeasts or baking soda to raise the dough. You had to grow your own yeast with flour or potatoes, or maybe you went down to the local brewery and bought the beer barm. That's the yeast scum on the bottom of the fermenting barrel. And of course, the church counted on the best baker to do this every year. It's hard to imagine how anyone could do this for the church's annual meeting. But that's the secret. No one person could manage this. Wonderful gift to the congregation. Someone with a flock of chickens could contribute the eggs. The member with a dairy herd could contribute the milk and butter. The miller could contribute the flour. The wine merchant could contribute the wine and brandy. Someone with connections at the import dock could bring back the citron and nutmeg. And someone would need to chop a lot of wood to keep the oven warm for the overnight rising and then the baking. In short, the annual meeting cake was made possible only by contributions from members across the community, just as our church does today. Please take a look at the Making the Pie Bigger booklet, which describes changes in our tax laws recently and for gifts and developments in technology and other ideas that will benefit the church without costing you more, and even some that save you money too. If you haven't made your pledge yet, please join the 24 who have pledged to date and committed to about 1/3 of our goal so far. Next Sunday is our Consecration Sunday, so we hope you'll have your pledge there and it will be blessed during the worship service. Thank you.